In the words of the genius Leonardo da Vinci, once you have tasted flight, you will forever walk the earth with your eyes turned skywards. Even during the Renaissance, long before people were flying, we were fascinated by the concept and challenge of becoming airborne. With the advent of flight came the development of pilot instruments and watches, and this is where we start our journey today. Hanhart's Pioneer Monoscope is no ordinary pilot watch, because this is a watch with aviation heritage. This German independent watchmaker is synonymous with stopwatches, aviation chronographs, and pilot watches, worn and adored for decades by pilots and watch enthusiasts across the globe. It all began in 1882 when the Swiss watchmaker Johann Adolf Hanhart found his watch shop in the small town of Diessenhofen before the company was relocated to Schwenningen in southern Germany in 1902. In the same year, the youngest Hanhart son, Wilhelm, or Willy as he was known, was born. At 18, Willy spearheaded an era of innovation at Hanhart. In the 1920s, Swiss stopwatches were exclusive and sold at very high prices. However, in 1924, Willy achieved a breakthrough for Hanhart by halving the cost of the mechanical stopwatch, positioning the company as leaders in this sector, an honour still held today. The company retooled in the 1950s and continued its production of time measurement tools and stopwatches. Many of these went to major sporting events around the world. The infamous 1970s quartz crisis that destroyed some of the biggest Swiss watch brands was tackled head-on by Hanhart's director and team, and they became a very successful supplier of millions of quartz movements. Nowadays, the Hanhart headquarters is modernized, houses a museum which proudly highlights the history and heritage of the brand. The model we have here is the Pioneer Monoscope, which is built around an in-house Han 4212 movement, which is based on an ETA 7750 with a La Juperie module and an in-house monopusher conversion. The lever, which sits directly beneath the point where the button at 4 o'clock would normally be, has no function. A large shift lever is therefore responsible for the third strike on the chronograph cam. This cam has also been modified so that it has no additional tooth on its lowest lever, enabling the shift lever to control not 2 but 3 positions. This is not, however, the only distinctive element of this model in the Pioneer collection. A further modification of the caliber has made it possible for the 2 displays for the small seconds and the 30-minute counter, which are typical for Hanhart chronographs, to be positioned right on the edge of the dial. The aesthetic appearance of this model is therefore perfectly coordinated with this design of the predecessors from the 1930s, for which this arrangement was adopted in order to accommodate the larger size of the Hanhart's earlier manufactured calibers. On the Pioneer Monoscope, the centers of the 2 displays, together with the numerals 2 and 4, as well as 8 and 10, form a straight vertical axis, resulting in a symmetrically balanced presentation. Flawless readability in the characteristic style of a functional instrument watch is ensured in any situation by the distinctive luminous Arabic numerals and the hands, which are also generously coated with superluminova. This is also enhanced by the minute hand, the end of which is bent downwards slightly to ensure a more precise time display. The black and optional silver dial colours used on this watch reflect the colours traditionally preferred for precision timepieces. The design of the Pioneer Monoscope is undoubtedly one that strikes function first, but as far as beauty is subjective, I personally find that this is exactly what I look for when it comes to a true aviation watch. The importance of function is elegantly shown by the Hanhart red arrow-like 30-minute counter, the fine 60-second hand, and the marking on the fluted bidirectional bezel. This red button has been a hallmark for Hanhart watches since 1939, and right from the start it has helped deter wearers from inadvertently resetting the stop time during navigation, and it brings a smile to your face. Elegantly contrasting satin finished and polished surfaces give the case distinctive character. To guarantee maximum water resistance and robustness, the Pioneer Monoscope is fitted with a sealed screw-down caseback which includes 3 indicators for the case key. The riveted strap made from a firm hardware and calfskin and a high-quality pin buckle offer a secure fit on your wrist. The Pioneer Monoscope is also optionally available with a stainless steel bracelet and an adjustable folding clasp. When it comes to aviation watches, brands like Breitling, Fortis and IWC spring to mind. I hope we've shown you today why Hanhart also deserves a spot on that list. The history and achievements of this great brand and the quality and value their watches deliver definitely puts them up there with their big name Swiss counterparts. So, next time you're thinking pilot watches, think about the German independent brand that has supplied pilot watches for decades and continues to supply professional and amateur pilots today with timepieces they can rely on when they take to the sky as Da Vinci preempted in his vision of the future.